Welcome to Huddle Up. We're back for another show, and with me, as always, Rob Clock, the quarterback, the expert on football. And our guest tonight is Rob's teammate, another Rob teammate, Dwayne Jones, defensive back, played late 80s, early 90s. Dwayne, welcome.
DJ
Thanks.
in the house.
In the house.
Nice, DJ. Well, glad to have you on the show, man. And, just you come highly recommended by some of your friends and teammates to do this. So we're looking forward to it. Hey, man, I just wanted to jump into it right away and just kind of figure out, what led you to Ship? Like, how'd you get there? And what was that path like?
Well, I was actually recruited by Coach Monis.
I think Coach Mo recruited everybody on this that's been on this show.
He had a hand in it.
Yep, Monis. And I guess he was the running backs coach at the time. So I was actually primarily recruited as a running back. But just like probably most of us, I played both ways in high school. So when I got to Shippensburg, and I can remember first day at camp and being with the offense, and they start showing me kind of the defensive guys, and like Dave Schlehecka and the Ed North, and they said these guys were like, I thought they were coaches. They're like, oh no, those guys are seniors, and I was like, oh, I'm not getting hit by them. I'm not getting. So I went in and talked to Larry and said, I'd like to switch to defense.
Well, you had a great defensive career. You were two-time All-Conference, preseason All-American. Good stuff, man. I actually kind of went back and did a little bit of research, and I saw you, Fickus, led the team in interceptions one year, 4 each. Somebody else too, Darian
Smith.
Darren Smith. Yeah, you guys all had 4 interceptions that year.
And he did score an offensive touchdown out of Edinburgh. Chapman told us that story.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's a great story.
I did. Back then, Larry was having those press days after the game. And for a very short stint, I was being called the Gordy Lockbaum of Shippensburg, as I was playing both ways.
Nice.
So I played both ways a little bit of our junior year, I believe it was, and I actually scored in the game. Nice. Had multiple tackles, maybe an interception. So it was like, the new Gordy Lockbaum.
So, DJ, you were out of Allentown. Just kind of back to that first question with Coach Mo recruiting you. How did you end up at Ship? Because, again, playing with you, I saw it like, I'm seeing this incredible athlete. And I was like, I'm glad he's here. I'm just curious, again, I came from a pretty prestigious high school. You guys were real good. Did you get recruited anywhere else? Did you find Ship?
I did. I did. The Penn States, the Temple. I had committed to the University of Richmond.
Oh, okay.
I committed to the University of Richmond and had pretty much was done, went down for their early enrollment, and coach told me I was going to redshirt. And you're the high school superstar. I was all state, and I'm redshirt. I want to play football. And I remember it got kind of heated, and it was like I literally called home and said, I'm not going. I'm not coming here. And it was literally, it was like if we graduated in June, um, like I went down there like early June, right before graduation, but I had committed, and so it was going to be hard for me to go anywhere else.
Right.
That late, literally, Bottle Larry had now gotten the head job and called, and he said, well, you'd have to come in early because now the admission requirements and everything. So I literally came in maybe the third week in June, and I went through what they called summer start.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Nice.
And that was the only way that I could even come there at that point. And but it was it was excellent the way it happened because even if I hadn't committed somewhere, to get that jump start and head start and building relationships in the summer,
Yeah.
Was excellent. That's where I met Smooth.
Yeah.
And Kevin Milet was up there all year, and he took me under his wing, and that was how I got the shit. But yeah, even I remember first D-back coach going.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked me, he's like, what are you doing here? He's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. There were a couple kids that you just saw them and you were like, yeah, they're a little different. Yeah. So hey, we're glad you made it to ship. But
and I am so happy I I stayed because I even thought about transferring my sophomore year.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I stayed.
Yeah.
But you said you were telling me beforehand that you started what second game your freshman year,
Second game my freshman year, I was starting,
and then you were starting the rest.
and then I
Yeah.
start the rest.
You know, and that's the thing too, that you don't see as much. I mean, I don't know. That's all I want to do is play. I
Right.
was just like, I want to get on the field, man. And it's like, I was the same way. And I'm sure, Rob, you come out of high school, you're on the field all day. You're playing both ways, special
Both
teams,
ways,
everything
special
else.
teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you go to college and they're like, and back, nobody redshirted back then, except unless you actually got hurt. When
Right.
I was playing, now everybody redshirts.
Right. Oh yeah, that's like a strategy now. Like,
That's right. That's exactly.
that's a freaking strategy.
when I got there, when I walked through the door, I was ninth string. So I kind of knew I wasn't playing my freshman year. But all right. So we got you there. Now talk about your playing days at Shep, big moments, highlights, things that stand out in your mind. And I'm sure there's a lot of them, but what do you got for us?
Man, definitely the first time beating IUP was a highlight. Like, that was my junior year, and because they just used to just handle us year in and year out.
Yep.
And so that year we beat them, and we were at home. I was like, oh, we are different. We are different. And we went 7-3, I believe, that year, right, Rob? I think it was 7.
I think so. That was the year I didn't play though. Mooch was the Q on that team.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Mooch. Yeah, Mooch was back there.
Ran that wing T.
Yep.
And ran it well.
Right. Yeah. We weren't throwing much in that offense there.
No.
But yeah, that was definitely a highlight, that beating IUP. Even I think becoming all conference, and but beating IUP, winning the PSAC, those were like the big highlights. I think I can honestly say the individual awards they were definitely not as not as fulfilling as like winning that conference championship, beating some of those our big rivals,
Right.
things like that.
Mhm.
There's I still remember some of those games like it was yesterday. Even my first touchdown on the offensive side of the ball, yeah, that was a highlight.
Well, and I think that's something that speaks volumes about you. You were a great teammate, and you can tell just by the way you answered that question. Yeah, individual recognition is nice, but you can just tell that didn't matter as much to you. It was all about the team. And honestly, as one of your teammates, I can say that is very true. That's who you are. So thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I think it's interesting too, though, when we talk to people how beating IUP, and I hate to put them on a pedestal, but
Right, right.
everybody's like, we beat IUP that year, you know, and it's like, man, it's like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Death Star of
You
the
wish
yeah.
it wasn't that big of a
USAC.
deal, but it is.
Unfortunately, it is.
Yeah.
It's something. Years later, I'm at a, now my kids now are playing high school ball, and we're going to all these, 7-on-7s and everything they have going on now. And these,
Hmm.
and I'm at a 7-on-7 camp with my oldest son, and I look over and I'm like, man, this guy looks familiar. And he may have even been involved in facilitating the camp. And he says, "Yeah, my name is Jai Hill. I'm the big receiver from IUP."
Yep.
And I remember the week going into the game, it was all this, I'm going to be matched up against Jai Hill.
Oh,
He
wow.
was a pro prospect, and
Yep.
I was all kind, and it was, and I had a pick against them as well. I had a pick in that game,
Nice.
so yeah, it was crazy. That game was a true highlight.
Did you mention it to him that you had a pick in there?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, you had a great team, and you played on you started 4 years, a lot of teammates, a lot of coaches. Who were some of the big influences, guys that you really had a lot of respect for?
Well, number one, as I said, Kevin Milet, you know, uh, you know, God rest his soul, was one of the first guys I met on the team, and literally he took me under his wing. And anyone who knew Kevin Milet and Rob knew him well. I mean, this guy was like a machine, a walking machine. Uh, Never drank, never did
True.
any kind of drug. He was just like, and literally he had me going in the weight room with him twice a day. Um, I mean, I can honestly say he developed me probably a year. He developed me physically a year before anyone else, like as a freshman, would develop. I literally put on 20 pounds of muscle my freshman year.
Wow.
It was all because of the regimen he put me on.
Hmm.
And again, what an impact he had on my life. Just a great human being. Like I said, just a great human being, great person. And he was a cornerback, and I ended up being able to start on the other side of him.
Yeah,
And he was a pro prospect.
definitely.
You know, and so I really, honestly, and I told his family, I dedicated my career to him after he passed.
Wow.
I dedicated my career to him.
How did you guys
So
connect? What was the connection? How did you just came in as freshmen and that was it?
came in as a freshman, and now you're on campus and you're going into the football office and you're talking to, and he kind of came up, "Hey, what's up, man?
Mhm.
What's your name? Blah blah blah." Again, great guy. And
Yeah, Kev was a little bit older. He was already on campus. We came in a few years earlier.
Mhm.
right,
Yeah, Kevin and I bonded because every place I was getting recruited, he was getting recruited. And we kept seeing each other on all these recruiting visits. And his mohawk, he just stood out, let's be
right,
honest. He just did. And we got to be friends before we even got to ship. And then when we found out both were going to ship, but yeah, you could see it with him, with all the younger players. Kev was the mother. He took them underneath
He
and he
would,
took care of
man.
them. And he did. I remember that DJ. You were already well built, but yeah, after Kev got his hands on
Oh,
you, yeah, he was special
he
in
took
so many ways.
yeah, he took it to another level. I mean, in his discipline, as you know, I mean, the
Yeah,
way he ate,
yeah,
like, and so he pushed me to another level physically, which really prepared me to actually play my freshman year. I came in at like 160 soaking wet. And by the time he was done, I was like 175, 178. So I could physically, really play at that college level.
yeah.
And yeah, I can't say enough about him. Can't say enough about him.
Nice.
Frank Van Buren, another guy who I think because Mike and Frank were cousins, and I met Mike in summer in summer start, and he and I got real cool. He introduced me to Frank, and it was like, and I seen his interview, and I was one of the guys that said to him, "Frank's not your cousin." You guys are like, I was like, he's not your cousin, because like by the time I got there, Frank Van Buren was like Mr. Everything at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that guy's not your cousin. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, how are you guys cousins? How are you guys cousins? His mom and my mom are sisters. And so, yep.
Great guys.
After every home game, by that time, obviously, Frank, when we were freshmen and sophomores, Frank lived off campus. So after every home game, all of our families gathered at Frank's house. Frank lived with Chewy, Charles Parker, and another great athlete and linebacker at Shippensburg. So all of our families actually would connect after the games. So I got to be very close with the extended family of Mike Williams and Frank Van Buren. And so their sister, their niece, his brother played at Bowie. So they were like my extended family.
I think
Nice.
that's a coul thing. When I played, I know it was the same way. Our senior year, just after the game, we'd all congregate at
Yeah.
Dave Calvario's parents' RV, and all the parents would come in, and that was one of the best parts of the whole
Oh,
game.
oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
you go out and get a win, especially when you're winning. You go out and get a
Yep.
win, and then everybody just goes to the RV and has a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah. And I was blessed enough to be able to do that as a parent with both my sons too. Both my sons end up playing college ball, so it was nice to
Nice.
actually see them in that same environment, and where the families got to know each other and the kids continue to stay in touch. With the young men now.
Yeah, it's funny. You think the season's over, your senior year, and you're done. Then you don't realize your kids, they'll bring it all back to you.
Yeah.
Rob
Yeah.
Oh
knows.
yeah.
Rob experienced it just like
Yeah.
you.
And that actually sets up our next question. So, DJ, how has football and being a member of Alpha Alpha Psi played a role in your life? Because obviously you've already told us it's been passed on to your sons, but football itself, how has it played a role, but also your fraternity involvement?
Sure. I mean, I think both have uh, allowed me to establish longtime friends. And as Rob mentioned, and as Rob is a friend of mine that I hold in high esteem, and to be able to go anywhere in the world and kind of see someone from ship
Yeah.
that you played with, and our camaraderie was for real. Like it was real. It was real. As you know, Fran, it's real.
Hmm.
And I honestly can say um, I was blessed to go to SHIP and really, like I said, play football. Have the I have lifetime friends. Um, you know, that, like I said, we stay in touch. Their kids call me uncle. My kids call them uncle. And that was the same even with pledging Kappa Alpha Psi.
Hmm.
It was the same kind of thing where, you know, it's a it's a camaraderie that, you know, goes beyond just the college campus, but into the professional world and personal world. And as you know, Mike Williams was the best man at my wedding. I was the best man at his wedding. I mean, like, you know, and that relationship was established in college,
Hmm.
um, football as well as Kappa Alpha Psi, um, and and so as I said, having children that also played football, two sons that played ball, um, I encouraged them, to play ball. They didn't pledge, and that was their decision. They didn't pledge, but I they both still have these relationships from football
Oh, yeah.
that are maintained, and they're now 27 and 30. Yeah.
It sneaks up on you.
Oh
It
man,
does. It
it,
does.
yeah, it
You
really
know,
does.
and I don't know if we mentioned it while we're on here, but you're in Atlanta, Georgia, and that's the cool thing I think about what we're trying to do with our R4Ls, just bringing guys together from all over, all over, and just reconnecting guys to the program.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
now you mentioned your professional life, and I think that's a pretty interesting story. And why don't you tell us a little bit about preventive measures and I was looking at your website today. That's pretty interesting stuff. How'd you get into that, and how's it going? Looks like it's going well to me, but
It's preventive measures is my yeah. I own a mental health and home health organization. We're located in 5 different states. Um, and Georgia is one of those states, and um, Georgia, Pennsylvania, um, DC is our largest, Maryland and New Jersey. So, been now in the position of CEO since 2010, and yeah, 15 years. We have just under 1,000 employees.
wow.
We're serving close to 6 to 7,000 individuals and families a day, relative to mental health and home health. And as you all know, and definitely read all the stories from day to day and the news, mental health is such a huge challenge to our country
Hmm.
right now. So um, I'm in position to just really serve a lot of people and make an impact, and hopefully help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's really been my call, is to be a help to people. Believe it or not, I was a public administration major, business government. First job out of school was at a senator's office in Harrisburg. Learned very quickly that I did not want to have anything to do with politics.
Good decision. Good decision.
And
Because you did say you want to help people.
right, right. And my senior year, lost my grandfather, and uh, kind of actually took a. That's why I graduated in '91. I actually took off
Hmm.
my senior year. after losing my grandfather, and actually had to come back. Took off a semester and that fall, and actually had to come back and graduate the next year. But Barry Spriggs, who was also a Shippensburg alumni, ran track from the McConnellsburg area, was down in the Lehigh Valley and said, "Hey DJ, I heard football didn't work out and Harrisburg didn't work out," because I had some tryouts along the way, and he said, "Well, if you're interested in coming back to the Lehigh Valley and you want a job, I'm running this facility at Kids Peace National Treatment Centers, and it was a place for adolescents and where they provide mental health services on a residential, outpatient, and hospital services." I took him up on it and fell in love with what I was doing,
Wow.
helping kids, helping families, and had the opportunity to work with the CEO at Kids Peace and traveling around and opening up different facilities in different states. I opened up a facility in Minnesota, a facility in New York, one in Jersey. And so once I learned how to open facilities, it was kind of like, hey, maybe I could do this for myself.
Mhm.
And I opened my first facility in 2010 down in Washington, D.C.
Nice. Well, it's interesting too, because really since you've launched that business, mental health has really become kind of front and center
Yes.
in the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so, but it's something you
Yeah,
never heard about
yeah,
before that. And now it's really a focus of where a lot of issues come from. So good for you.
yeah, it really is. And we've evolved even as uh, an organization. You know, we have a telehealth platform now, and then over the last 2 years, in the last 2 years, this is our third year, we developed a foundation, in which I'm the chairman of the foundation, and the foundation now actually for me it's kind of my day to day
Mm.
because mental health is so big and because there's such a greater need. um, Strategically, I'm working to really build this foundation to be able to provide free services and at in-kind services to just people that don't have insurance, don't have the money to pay,
Mhm.
for services. Um, we last year we provided close to $150,000 in scholarships to
Wow.
people going back to school for human services,
Nice.
because the other side of it is there's not enough supply for the demand.
That leads to my next question to you. What we're trying to do at RR4L is build this engagement with alumni, guys like you, and build this program. And there's really only one, you look at the discrepancy between scholarships when we're playing I think Bowie State, I think the first game we played, I think Mac told me they had like 30 scholarships on
Yeah,
that.
I think it was 32.
32 scholarships on
Yep.
the roster. We have eight, eight and a half, something like that. And it's hard to compete with that. And so, maybe your thoughts on, you talked about you're raising scholarship money through your program and how, and you know how hard that is too, to build something like that. But just give me a pep talk on why we should keep moving forward and try to raise this money for this program.
I, Again, like, thanks for having me on, and definitely, you know, to me, this is how you do it. It's really, engaging with the folks that have, the guys that have had some of the great experiences that you guys have had, and really, making sure that, they understand and we understand that, not only is it important that we engage, but that we support financially, the program.
Mm-hmm.
And I certainly have supported the program financially through the golf outings and some of the other things, that strategies that they've had in place. But I think this is excellent. Like I was really excited when Smooth sent me that video, and and because I think there's a lot of guys out there. If you initiate the engagement, they would definitely be more supportive.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes, life starts life in, and people get busy, and but I mean, anyone who's played that shit, the reality is, when you engage with them, man, there's nothing but great memories, and why wouldn't as long as they have the means, why wouldn't they want to support?
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? We kind of controlled the topics here, but you've got so much, knowledge for us. Anything else you want to share? Any stories? Any?
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, Diane Jefferson, who recently passed away. She was in charge of the Minority Affairs African American program. She was like the mother that I didn't have on campus. Just utmost respect for her.
That's awesome.
And so
everybody needs somebody looking over them.
Yeah, that's a pretty special person to do that.
Yeah. So,
all right, man. Well,
thanks again, Grant.
You did a great job. Thanks, DJ. Appreciate it.
Rob, always good to see you, bro.
Great to see you.
Be looking for you Saturday.
All right, man. All right.
Hope so.
Thank you.
Great.
All right.
Take care.